It's time for Marry Me Monday, the fun, timely, sometimes romantic, sometimes spirited live radio program with your hosts, Jeff Dorsey and Sherry Bussey, presented by Emerald City Jewelers, 33rd and Broadway, Quincy.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Marry Me Monday. This is the first edition of a brand new year, 2016, and Happy New Year, Sherry.
Happy New Year, Jeff.
It got here quickly, didn't it?
Yes. Oh, goodness. What a fast year.
I know it. Here it is, the fourth day of a new year already. Where's this year going? I said that all last year.
Yeah.
You know, but it will be going quickly just like last year was, I'm sure. But we certainly don't want people to forget about big dates coming up, and one of the biggest ones coming up is Valentine's Day down the road here.
Valentine's Day is coming up. That's right. And we'll be there for you.
You might start thinking about it now, right?
Yeah, you might want to start thinking about it now. A lot of people get engaged on Valentine's Day, and we can help you out with that. Mm-hmm. Nice thing about buying a ring at Emerald City Jewelers is that we do the work at the store. You come in and tell us what you want. We'll get in any special diamonds that we might need for your center stone or make up a design if you've got a design in your head, and we can work on getting that together for you. We do the CAD design system at Emerald City Jewelers, so we can make up what you're thinking, and we have time to get it done before Valentine's Day.
Okay. People that you said get engaged on Valentine's Day. For those who didn't get engaged, Christmas time, you can buy something to make up for that, I guess.
Right. Some girls maybe were thinking of getting engaged at Christmas, and they didn't get engaged. So
whoops.
You might have some backpedaling to do.
Well, there's some good backpedaling jewelry out there.
Yeah, there is. We have the service at the store. Like if you got a ring from another jewelry store, you don't have to have it sized there. You can bring it to us, and we'll size it to fit you, and you may not have to wait as long as what you'd have to do if they have to.
Sure.
Maybe some of the chain stores have to send their pieces off to be done. We do all the repair work right in our store with a laser welder. So let's say we have to add a piece of metal. Instead of adding solder to hold the piece in place, we laser weld it together with actual metal that isn't solder. So it's a really good, strong weld instead of a solder joint. And there's things that can be repaired now that were never able to be repaired before we got the laser welder. So
yeah, and this might be a good time of year also to think about getting your jewelry appraised too.
That's right. And it also cleaned and polished and checked and all that kind of
First
stuff.
of the year?
Yep, first of the year.
Okay. And, of course, you'll gift wrap anytime, not just Christmas time, right?
That somebody said that we should really feature that more, that put it on our Facebook page, an example of our gift wrap, because actually it's quite a presentation. It looks really, really, really nice.
A lot better than I would be able to wrap it, I know that. And a lot of other guys out there,
we
too.
We even have to mess it up sometimes because the guys say, that really looks too good for me to pass it off as something I did.
Yeah, leave the tape hanging out here a little bit.
Do you have any newsprint? Because really that's my style. We can do that. We'll come up with it.
Hey, you'll make it work for him.
Yep.
All right, you want to get to the story?
Sure.
All right, it says here, my husband and I are avid fishermen. Sometimes I think it's the only reason he married me. On weekends, we load up our fishing equipment, a picnic basket full of goodies, and we head out to our favorite fishing hole. And as luck would have it, on this particular day, I was catching fish left and right, and my husband wasn't having any luck at all. He would get snags, and he'd catch some fish, and they'd fall off the hook, and he's just having one of those days. Finally, after fiddling with a snag for some time and then throwing down his pole in disgust, he grumbled something about getting up and go get a soda out of the cooler, and he stalked off toward the car. This was so unlike his usual temperament that he had, that I decided to go after him, but first I stopped to pick up his pole that he had thrown down, and as still no one could trip over it. Imagine my surprise when I lifted the pole up. Tied to the pole was a diamond ring neatly in place of the sinker. I had to look twice and then started laughing when I realized that all my husband's aggravation was actually acted out by him. I turned to look to see him standing there with a big grin on his face, and a few other fishermen were all peeking around with big grins on their faces too. And then he asked, "Have I told you lately that I sure like fishing with you?" No special occasion, obviously, just a very fitting way to tell me how much he loves me.
Aw.
He's lucky that diamond didn't get in the water.
I know.
I'm a little surprised by that. Must I mean not? That's all I can say.
Yeah, really. If he would have caught a big fish,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fish,
I've been fishing a lot. And
that fish would be worth something. I'll send those stories to us, and if we use a story like this one, you'll get a nice gift certificate from Emerald City Jewelers. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
And send the stories to y101radio.com. Maybe we'll use yours next week on Marry Me Monday. All right, Emerald City Jewelers, located where?
We're at the corner of 33rd and Broadway under the Emerald Green roof, and we're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 5:30, Saturdays 9:30 to 3, and now Sundays from noon to 3.
Okay, and when you think of jewelry in 2016, think of Emerald City Jewelers, right?
That's right.
I thought
Thank
you'd
you.
like that
Yeah,
statement.
thank you. That's a good one.
You're certainly welcome. Sherry,
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next week.
Thank
okay?
you. Bye-bye.
That's it for this week's edition of Marry Me Monday, presented by Emerald City Jewelers. Join us next week, Monday, 7:25, for another exciting edition of Marry Me Monday. Celebrate your love.